What do you say? I have no idea what to say. Isn't it crazy? We were just talking about this morning, and like all of a sudden, I'm eating and just chilling, and then I'm getting a whole bunch of messages and everything like that. And I was all like, "Ain't that about a beep?" But what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. We had a great show earlier talking about politics. We're going to end up doing it again because we living in unprecedented times where Joe Biden has dropped out. And a lot of people were drawing parallels between Lyndon B. Johnson when he dropped out. Remember? And now we're living in those times. But let me say what's up to the people before we start. What's up, Shannon? Shout out to everybody on Facebook. What's up, Queendom? What's up, Casey? Casey said he'll run as president. I'll be his VP. I'm down with that. What's up, Lexi? How you doing? What's up, Sexy 60? What's up, Shauna? Nice to see my AT tubers in here. Um, y'all, it. Whew. Because what's next? What's next? Thank you, Queendom. Like, they're talking about letting a process go on where we try to find a new nominee. It's too late for all that. It's too late. I'm going to say it, and I always said it. It needs to be VP Harris at this point, Kamala Harris. And Joe Biden even not defended her, endorsed her. That's the word that I'm looking for. So I want to go ahead and read his statement that he wrote. Ooh, that's small as hell. Hold on, y'all. Yo, how am I going to pull up the statement and I can't even read it? Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Hold on. Let me blow it up myself so I can read it because I definitely can't see what the hell that is. Okay, so Biden, he said, my fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We made historic investment in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable health care to record for a record number of Americans. We provided critically needed care to millions veterans. I think it's supposed to say million of veterans. That's why I was stumbling. Exposed to toxic substances. Passed the first gun safety law in 30 years. Appointed the first African-American woman to Supreme Court. And passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. Damn, I'm sounding like Joe Biden. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We protected and preserved our democracy, and we revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the great honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been the intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in best interest of the party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all of those who've worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Then signed, Joe Biden. And then this is what he's put on Twitter. He said, my fellow Democrats, I have decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies on and duties as president for the remainder of my term. My first decision as party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've made today. I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be nominee of our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. So he's fully in support of Kamala being the president, but he has stand down and he stepped aside. Again, like I was saying earlier, if he was to step down, Kamala is the only choice. It's too late to try to go through a whole process and find someone else. Yes, I'll drop the link definitely for this show. It's too late to try to find somebody else, try to do a whole process of doing some kind of primary. I think that's ridiculous. She needs to be the nominee because at this time they need to get the donors together. They need to get a campaign going, which more than likely they're just going to move to, Joe Biden people is just going to move to her. Like, that's more than likely what's going to happen. But they need time to like restructure and run her as the president and not just the vice president. Again, I think if Joe Biden was going to drop out, he probably should have did that earlier this year and let the process go through, because now it's looking like 1968, I believe, or 1967, where LBJ dropped out and now everybody's scrambling over who's going to be the nominee. Again, the delegates should just give it to VP Harris and just let it be over with. Like I said, I don't think Gavin Newsom, even though he's my governor, I don't think that works all across the nation. Like you guys said, the Bible Belt, that the Rust Belt, Bible Belt, it's not going to work. Someone like Governor Whitmore, who's in Michigan, that's not going to work. But the thing is, I heard that Newsom and Whitmore, they are not going to run. They don't plan on running for president at all. Now, I don't know about any of these third-party candidates. If they plan on trying to get the nomination, that's risky too. I think all of this is honestly risky. Like, let's not play no games. All of it is honestly risky. Like, to run somebody this late. Even for Trump to run, if Trump, if what happened, he ended up being deleted, that would be risky for them too as well, to run somebody this late. Again, waiting this long to finally drop out, I'm like, like, not a good thing. But I did hear something about like the donors being ready to fully support Kamala. So if that is true, then hell, go for it, do it. I hope that's true, that the donors are behind. Again, like I said, it don't matter how much money a person has. Even Trump has big donors. You're not gonna listen. You're not gonna spend your whole fortune to run for president. Like, that's not a thing. You have to have money behind you. Yeah, definitely have to pick a good VP. This is perfect time to remodel in the entire voting process. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, because the process is trash. Yeah, less than 4 months to go. They should have just hit him until the day of election and then had him give a speech. And then after, the whatchamacallit, what am I trying to say? After the election, he then gives it to Harris. That's what I think should have been done, because now it's like you're literally starting way too late. I've been working on the Dem campaign, so I am at a total loss. Oh my God, yeah, I can just imagine that. Like, y'all been working on this campaign, and then all of a sudden, he drops out, and it's all like, damn, what do we do now? That's literally how it is. Like, what do you do now? And like I said, it's too late to try to run a different. I mean, do we even get a chance to vote? I don't know, because the last time this happened, they just kind of went with the vice president. But the thing is, just like ALC had said, and I played it for you guys earlier, they don't want her. You know, the reason
I
why
think
is
what you're
because
trying to ask is, why am I so insistent? And they
dang, I didn't even mean to play that one. Okay, I guess I don't have it anymore. But while I dropped the link, go ahead and listen to Nina
I
Simone.
think what you're trying to ask is, why am I so insistent upon giving out to them that blackness, that black power, that black pushing them to identify with black culture. I think that's what you're asking. I have no choice over it. In the first place, to me, we are the most beautiful creatures in the whole world, black people. I mean, and I mean that in every sense, outside and inside. And to me, we have a culture that is surpassed by no other civilization, but we don't know anything about it. So again, I think I've said this before in the same interview. I think at some time before, my job is to somehow make them curious enough or persuade them by hook or crook to get more aware of themselves.
Yeah, Cardi B of politics. Okay, but I don't have a clip anymore. But basically, she was saying like those elites and stuff like that. They're not saying like, oh yeah, go ahead and put Kamala in there. What they're saying is like, no, we need to do the process all over again and try to find somebody else. Um, Again, I think either way, them trying to run somebody completely new and try to throw them out there, I believe that's going to be worse than them trying to worse than them putting Kamala out there. If they put Kamala out there and they show unity and actually back her up, I think that would be a huge difference. Um, oh no, I muted you by accident. I didn't mean to mute you. What's up, Blessing? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? And thank you for responding to me. I do appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Miss Simone, thank you, girl. I know she's gone from this earth, but thank you because she spoke a lot of truth. You know what I'm saying? It was for our civil rights and not just our civil rights, but for everybody's rights.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a very diverse community. So we're not the only people to go through stuff. I know our history. Don't get me wrong. I know our history and I am very much pro black. But at the end of the day, I do have a lot of diverse type of friends. But however, I think Biden was smart for dropping down. He's after this COVID, I don't see how he could even handle this health wise. I don't see how he can eat. He's older, way older than we are. We have to take that into accountability, right?
Right.
And he got COVID. And the thing, oh Lord, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to
Oh
say
no,
that.
it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay. But he got ill. Is that okay? Is that better?
Yeah, that's
He has
good.
yeah, he's gotten ill. And at the point of no return, which I don't even think there's really no return. There's only just enjoy your life and move on and retire and take on everything you've ever done and just get your accolades and your flowers. But however, I think that if Harris, and y'all don't beat me up in the chat, because y'all know y'all could beat people up. But if Harris decides to go in, because they can beat you up, boy. They look for your great, 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 great grandma
Right.
and granddaddy.
Right.
But I think that if Harris choose the right running partner, she may have a chance. But at the end of the day, what I wanted to give to give a gift to you and your followers who actually are already knowledgeable. You have a very smart type of following. They're
Oh,
very
thank you.
smart. And I want you guys to know that. You guys are very smart. I look at AT2. I love me some him. He knows it. He
I
responds to me.
appreciate that.
Um, but we have to look into our Congress and our Senates, our local state, as well
Yes,
as our
435
local.
seats are up in for the Congress.
Yeah.
And
And
then in our local
also,
elections, like I said, I got a recall for mayor here. So,
yes, as well as our local districts. We have to look at those. Those are who what matters. If y'all really
hmm
want to be honest, that's what really matters. And I'm just keeping it real. The president go and do negotiations. He sits back. He gets these bills transferred to him on his desk when he walk in to work. He got to look them over. Some of them are pages and pages and big old books of just regulations and rules and blah blah blah. And he got to look those over. And if he wants to pass it, and we voted for different people in Senate, they ain't gonna pass it. They not
right,
gonna pass it. Look at Obama. Obama went through hell and everybody blames everything on him. He
right.
had to
He had
clean
a
up the
huge
last
challenge.
president's BS.
hmm
And it's like and it's like when I say when the one that's running that just got grazed in the ear, when he
hmm
was told that COVID was coming, and there was a possibility of that coming, that was a major, 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 major issue. He threw everything away.
Right,
He threw all the plans away. He threw all the everything that we needed away. And people are ignoring that.
right. Just like I said earlier, everybody forgets about 2020. 2020, we were going through a rough time. I think them stimulus checks got people mind all combobbled, but that was Congress who passed that stimmy. That wasn't Donald Trump. He wanted his name signed on there. That's what he wanted.
That's all he wanted.
hmm
He wanted gratitude. He said, remember, he said, oh, you'll be okay. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. And then it's going to go up and it's going to down. Then it's going to go away. Uh, MFer, over 200,000, 200K people are with God right now because of you that didn't want to go. I went through it. A lot of people
I've
went
had
through it.
family who passed away too from it.
Yeah.
Like, no
So,
matter how you feel like how it got here, like, I don't like when people say it wasn't real.
man, and they want to use that propaganda and that rhetoric and that BS, and that's not true. That's not true. I mean, what you're saying is true, but I'm saying they want to change the narrative of things. And my thing is, I'm not tripping if it's a Republican or a Democrat, as long as you're fair.
Right.
As long as you're fair, lower our gas prices, up
Right.
our
The stuff that we
wages.
really care about: inflation, gas prices, food,
Yes. We
housing,
care
because the
about
rent is
living.
crazy as hell.
Yes, we care about living. People want to buy homes at 7.8. Are you crazy?
Right.
7.8 percentage rate for a home is expensive.
And $1 million home in California is actually a studio. You would think $1 million home was a mansion, and it's not.
People don't understand the mathematics on homes anymore. If you have a $300,000, close to $400,000 home, you're gonna have close to a $300 home. If you have $1 million home, you're gonna be paying close to about what, $6,000 or $7,000 a month.
Right.
Come on now, and you got 30 years to pay that.
Right. Who can
Who
afford
can
that?
afford that?
Yeah. That's the
Unless
stuff
you're
that
30.
matters.
Unless you're 30 or unless you're 20 and you can take on until you're 50, or let me see, 20 and 30, yeah, till you're 50 and you still working in the same field, making more and capitalizing, and you're still youthful. When we get older, we get tired.
Hmm.
We don't want to do no more research. I'm tired of doing, I've been doing research all my life. Now I got to do more at 67,
You
80
trying to take a
years
break?
old, where I got varicose veins and I got circulation situations. I'm going into, what is it, dementia. I don't have I can lose my whole property for that, over
Right.
health.
You really can. Yeah, that's the sad
Yeah,
part. Like you really can.
I'm
Blessing.
speaking fact.
I want to let the next person on, but stay in the background. I'm not going to drop you. Stay in the background.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I just want to get the line moving a little bit. Before I do Miss Barbara, let me go ahead and do Casey first. What's up, Casey? You there, President Casey?
I'm here, Vice
Okay, I can hear
President
you. I can hear
82.
you.
We
Yeah, I'm here.
we about to make we gonna make America cheap again. Gas prices $1, everything else 99 cents.
Right.
But let me get all the joking stuff out the way. Yeah, y'all vote for Casey and 82. Um, I think the better choice is Kamala at this point. Like,
Right.
and I was just talking to one of my fraternity brothers. Kamala is a sorority sister. So if she could get all the HBCUs, all the fraternity, and all the sororities get out there and vote, she will become next president. All she needs is a good running mate.
Who do you think who's a good running mate for her?
I want to speak. Mm, that is a good question. I would say Michelle Obama.
Mm. But see, that's the thing I was talking about earlier. I know everybody want Michelle Obama, but she don't want nothing to do with no politics, no nothing. They terrorized that lady during that whole time. Like she all like, fuck y'all. I'm enjoying my vacations, my millions.
But no, if it ain't Michelle, it would have to be. Ooh, ooh. Hell, get one
It's
of the
gonna have
Kennedys.
to
I'm
be
pretty
some
sure
kind of
there's a
senator
Kennedy
or
left.
something.
So,
What was that? I'm sorry.
right. Um,
Oh, okay.
what's that old dude name? Not Biden, but Bernie Sanders.
Oh, Bernie Sanders. Oh, I didn't think about
Hello.
that one. I, yeah, I can hear. I think your phone's going in and out.
I know it's where I'm at. So, I just want to say, Kamala 2020 what 2025 as president. So I already know she got my vote.
Right, mine too. At this point, she got my vote. Anybody but the other dude. But thank you, Casey, or
I
President Casey, I should say, for coming
right,
up. Oh, I think his phone. Oh, he was there. Oh, dang. Okay, let me let Miss Barbara on. Okay. Hello, Miss Barbara. How you doing?
Hello, AT2, King AT2. I'll be getting with you soon for my new page.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
let me speak on the ghetto, because you know how poverty I am. So let me speak on the ghetto. Okay.
Mhm.
I live in Bronx, New York, in the ghetto at this point. And when I lived in Harlem, I lived in the ghetto of Harlem. Okay. And they gave Harlem to immigrants. You understand? Yeah, did I come? Okay, let me just hurry up and
Miss
get to.
Barbara, we had this conversation already. Can you talk
No,
about
no, no,
something
no.
new?
I just want to quickly say about, right, about, hey, we're going to talk about why we need President Trump to be president. Okay.
Well, I'd rather hear that, and you get to
Right.
that
That's
point
why
than
I'm
the
saying
whole.
President Trump is going to have a massive deportation that is much needed, because everyone in the ghetto communities was replaced with people from other lands that was only here for a year or two, and now people that was born in this land are now thrown in shelters in the equivalency of slavery, because the shelters are getting 12,000, 9,000 family. Stop talking to me with crazy stuff. I don't want the same thing. We're not going to be fooled by Miss Kamala Harris, okay? Because we were fooled by
Kamala.
President Obama that did absolutely nothing for the Black Americans. Just because you got my color, you not me. Black Americans in the ghetto. We're not. Kamala Harris is going to be your
Can we speak on that? Because I think we don't speak about how there was health care given to millions of people. I don't think it's talked about how,
first of all, it was
at that
poison
time
given
when
to
he was
millions of people.
president,
Let me tell
he
you what's
had to
really. No,
turn
let me
the
correct you
whole.
on the
No, no,
health.
no. This is my show. Don't forget, this is my show, Miss Barbara. So be quiet. Don't forget, we were in a recession at the time that he was president, and he had to turn us all the way around. So let's not forget that. Okay, now you can come back up.
In the
Okay, go ahead and
ghettos,
say what you're
in
going to
the
say.
ghettos, I am busing the doctors in the ghetto hospitals, giving people generic garbage medication. Okay, don't tell me what I know for a fact. I'm the only person in the ghetto getting a Pacific medication because I came from Ku Klux Klan land. And when I came to the ghetto land, everybody was a zombie. They was giving zombie of President Obama zombie care, of President Obama zombie health care. Baby, please. And most people perished with that care. I'm telling you the truth about situations.
So do you have something to quote, like people passed away underneath
Oh yes,
Affordable Care Act?
my beloved aunt. Yes, my beloved aunt. Yes, she
So what
passed.
happened with your aunt?
She had ghetto Obamacare. She did not have the proper doctor care. Okay. And
well, can I ask you what kind of health care you have, Miss Barbara?
I have I have the same ghetto care.
Do you have a privatized health care, or do you have Medicare, Medi-Cal? Because the man that you voted for, it sounds like he wants to cut those programs, and he actually wants to get rid of Obama Affordable Care Act. So if you're voting for somebody who's getting rid of that, how is that helping you, Miss Barbara?
This is how the ghetto is going to
No, Miss Barbara. I just want to know. Don't talk about the ghetto. I want to talk about healthcare. We on healthcare now. Let's talk about healthcare.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Come on,
let's I'm waiting on you. I just asked you a question.
Healthcare in the ghetto is garbage because they got Obamacare. They're getting doctors that are just juicing and writing up false prescriptions and depleting the Medicaid system.
Well, that would be false. We don't know what kind of Medicare they have, but if they have Medi-Cal or Medicare,
do not let me talk,
or Medicaid.
Son.
That
the Democrats
would be
have allowed
because Ms. Barbara, you're putting out misinformation.
No, I'm not giving you misinformation.
You're putting out misinformation. You're just making statements.
No,
you're
I'm not
throwing
making
any
nothing up.
proof
Y'all
out
don't
there.
want to hear the truth. In the ghetto, doctors are writing false prescriptions, depleting the Medicaid system. I can show you dope fiends lined up like they going into amusement park for doctors.
Okay, but is that something to do with the president, or is that
it has everything to do with President
being in lower income housing?
President Obama allowed it. All of these presidents allowed the ghettos to be depleted.
Okay, so Trump was president in 2016, so he allowed it too, right?
Everybody in the ghetto was living lovely. Gas was $2. Okay, rent. Hey, we had money.
Okay, gas was cheap. Okay, we'll give you gas.
Food was cheap. You was able to feed a family for $10. Now you got to feed a family what used to cost $10. It costs $40.
But here's the thing: we already know that inflation is the reason why.
No, it's not inflation. It's President Biden not knowing how to do business.
Biden
not knowing how to take care of America. It's his incompetence. It's his dementia.
So you think if we were under Trump, we wouldn't have any inflation? Like if he
We
won his
will be
reelection,
under
there would
Trump,
be
and
no
we will be
inflation or
out of
anything.
inflation.
Even though
Yeah, he gonna
inflation
bring
has
jobs
affected
back.
the world, we would have no inflation.
He going to bring jobs back to America, okay? And he going to put the world
Okay.
in check.
So no jobs went overseas or anything like that when he was
President
president?
Obama and Bush's and all of those administrators depleted America.
But I'm talking
We
about
have
Trump.
no.
Trump didn't have any jobs go to
Let me ask you
Mexico.
something.
No jobs in India.
At the present time, where are our children going to work? What companies? At the present time, tell me.
Miss Barbara, they can work anywhere they want to.
Yiraka, I said name a company.
But if your children are of color, DEI might not allow them to because
No,
they're
you're
getting
not.
rid of
Listen,
DEI.
listen, all that old
go ahead.
fabricated bullshit. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to do like
No, it's not
Simon
bullshit,
says.
Miss Barbara. You just don't know what you're talking about. So I just
No,
want to
I'm
let
not
you
going
know.
to do like Simon says and spread your ignorance. Okay?
No, I'm not spreading
Donald
any
Trump
ignorance.
is not
You have no
prejudice
facts what you're
against Black
saying, Miss Barbara.
Americans. That 25th Amendment is needed. Some dictation is needed in America. Yeah, let's talk about it. Some
So you want a
dictation is needed
dictatorship?
in America to shut people like you up. You run your mouth too much.
Oh, well, definitely you need a dictator to shut you up, but all right.
You gonna stop bad mouthing my president. You understand me? He gonna be
No,
president.
I'm not
He gonna
bad
shut your
mouthing
mouth
him. You
up.
haven't came with any facts. That's what I'm.
Listen, Donald gonna take care of the ghetto. Trust that.
Okay, but what did he do for the ghetto in 2016?
Oh, everything. People had jobs. People wasn't starving. Nobody was robbing nobody.
Wait, so no.
Yeah, we was doing good. The ghetto was doing good.
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about crime for a minute. So the thing is that there's a lot with crime. It's a weird thing because now crime has lowered, but it's violent crime where, people, because I live in the Bay Area, they'll bust out your window and steal your shit. That's off top. But so are you saying like the streets were safer? Like you could go outside when Trump was president? That's what you're saying?
Everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was thinking about robbing
Everybody was
nobody.
happy?
Nobody was thinking about robbing nobody. Nobody was in despair wanting to know where their next meal is going to come from. Like right now.
Oh, so he got
the ghetto is starving. The ghetto is starving.
Poverty was gone when he was around.
All the people that live in the ghetto is getting thrown in shelters. All of our money is being depleted by this open border.
What's the open border? I always wanted to know what that exactly is. What is the open border?
I could tell you what it looks like in New York City. It's buses and buses of people from another land with no place to go. And then they put in, they go to our social services and they receive like $1,000 a month.
Who's busing them over? Because I believe it's Texas and Florida that's busing them over.
It's your idiotic.
And how come that doesn't count as human trafficking, busing and flying people over to different states?
It's your idiotic dementia mind president that's allowing all of these people to come in, and it's not even where I live. They in the streets, sleeping in the streets next to schools. This one lady was sleeping up the block next to a school, actually with her pants down. One woman was actually masturbating in the middle of the street. Yes, that's it.
Okay, but Miss Barbara, what are you doing in your local to fix that? Because I think New York always had that problem with the homeless and stuff like that. Just like in California, that's always been a problem.
Well, I live in a beautiful community of people with the Holy Spirit. So what I show the younger generations with my little poverty ass, I'm sorry, because I don't want to disrespect and say not one curse word. But with my
you've been disrespectful, but it's okay.
No. No, with my poverty self, I always sacrifice my little pennies and buy a meal. I don't pass a person, hungry. I don't pass a derelict. I don't pass a derelict unless I see if they are right. Like, especially it's hot, I make sure they hydrated, like I buy them a water. I don't pass them by. you know, and I show the gang members not to pass them by neither. And I keep my gang members like, you know, smoked up with weed, you know, so they don't be getting crazy, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, funny that you bring that up. In Agenda 47 and Project 2025, at first it's been put out there that they want to give capital punishment to traffickers, right? As far as like human trafficking, no, they want to do drug trafficking as well.
Okay, let me
And it's
explain.
any kind of drug. So you're
Okay,
supplying drugs.
that's why we are going to fight and ask the United Nations to give the ghettos of America the coalition of the marijuana. We're going to sue the United States
Miss Barbara,
government and
I'll bring you
crash
back. I'm
their
gonna let
stock
Katorbe
market.
on. Okay, okay, that's enough. My head hurting. I'll bring everybody back on at the end. I just want to let everybody, all the new voices talk, and then we'll and I pinned up the link, everybody. What's up, Katorbe? How you doing?
Hey, how are you doing? Oh my goodness. I love Miss Barbara. At least she's voting,
I love
okay?
Miss Barbara too.
At
I
least she's
love Miss
out
Barbara. Don't
here.
get me wrong. I love that lady, but my head hurting.
Look, at least she out here doing the work. You know, she can talk like that because she's a registered voter. It's these others who be like,
Right, you don't.
I'm just gonna leave. Leaving doesn't stop anything because people don't understand politics is a global institution.
Mhm.
And as somebody who's actively lived in almost every continent on this planet
And
at
you
one
worked
point in
in
time.
DC, so you know how it works.
Oh, please, let me tell you something. Y'all can't pay me to say, oh, I'm going to go live somewhere else. Absolutely not. I see how women, I'm a woman, you know, I see how women are treated globally. And baby, America is
I
one.
thought you had a boyfriend in Dubai.
Here we go. Here we go. Not to put me on blast. First of all, I'm a single woman. I don't have a ring on my finger. So to all the eligible men, if you know, hot, ready to try, meaning you got some money, holla at me. We are purse first over here. But no, honestly and truly, I wish he would have did it the way you said. Like I was thinking that I just didn't say it on my platform. He should have just waited until he was reelected to be like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm stepping down, or oh, I'm so sick. And then they had no choice but to work with Kamala because I believe everything AOC had to say, it was the way she was saying it and how she was articulating, like, look, I'm not saying anything against the elites, the Democratic elites, but
Mm-hmm.
baby, they don't want Kamala either. And
Right.
sometimes things
And
have
she
to
said
be
they
said.
ran against her, like they were funneling money to other candidates and stuff like that against
Yes.
AOC. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yes. And sometimes you have to call it out. Baby, the games people play, and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's given American Horror Story that season when they
Mm.
did the politics. I mean, look at them wearing the patch on the ear. That was right out of the show. Like, y'all got to go back and watch. Sometimes art imitates life, and life will
Right.
imitate art. And I'm a firm believer. Now more than ever, we need to vote. I'm not going to tell y'all who to vote for, but I will tell y'all this: a lot of y'all have daughters. A lot of y'all don't even know that they are making it hard for birth control to even be given out to the poor communities, which we know they need it best. I read Freakonomics. I I'm not against the chop shop, but I will never push the chop shop. Those who can read between the lines get it. Hence why I gave out the book, Freakonomics.
Right. I said I'm pro-choice and pro-life because the pro-life component, I care about the baby after it's born. A lot of people only care about the conception and stuff like that. I care about it after it's born. Keep
Yeah,
going.
because listen, I give every year. I am a huge, oh, I can't wait to make lots of money because the things I want to do for children, people don't even understand when kids are not in school, that's when they go the hungriest. Hence why so many kids are kidnapped during this time of them being out of school during the summer. Have y'all not noticed the influx of Amber Alerts?
Mm.
Because kids are hungry. They tend to go where their stomach allows them to be. And a lot of people are not doing the work of the Lord. They're doing the work of demonic entities. So they're going to use and abuse your child however they feel fit. I mean, there's that one big case that happened in Florida where it was a whole ring of Pedialytes at the bus stop where the about that
Yep.
little girl. That little girl, oh, she was the breaking point of the scope of work they were doing. They had the alphabet boys out there because they were doing a ring. So
Yep.
and what was that? A poor quote unquote community. So
Exactly.
I need people to really understand who you need in office for you. A lot of times y'all are so comfortable with y'all mayor who's not doing anything, your judge who's not changing anything, your
Right. Local
lobbyist.
election. Shout out to Blessing. She was talking about that.
Y'all just settle for anything. Stop settling and start going to exercise your right to vote. Y'all wouldn't let Andrew Gillum up in there because he was into a little gay sex. But
Right. He had fun in that room until he had too much fun and passed out and threw up.
y'all didn't elect him to be the governor. But look who y'all elect. I don't have a problem. I'm just saying the jokes write themselves. Y'all just go vote. I don't care who you vote for. Vote. But make sure you understand because a lot of
Yeah.
y'all are women and a lot of these things are against us. A lot of y'all are black men and a lot of these things are against y'all. So understand who you're voting for. I lived in the South my entire life, so that's all I know. I know to trust myself because we don't have allies. But thank you, AC2.
Mhm.
I'm loving this. Y'all get these likes up, share this content. We do not
Yes.
work for free. Support your black media, and I'm dropping down. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, Couture Bay. Thank you for
Love you
coming
too.
up.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and let Love Logic up here. What's up, Love Logic? How you doing? Hello.
Hey, 82, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh my goodness, I can't complain. I'm happy to be up here speaking. I love your show.
Thank
Shout out
you.
to everybody. I love your show, 82. You have no idea how much it's gotten me through so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, I just wanted to just quickly piggyback off of some of the other wonderful ladies who just spoke. Um, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. I don't know where to start, but I'm gonna try to keep it brief. I just want to say that I love my country. I'm proud to be American. I'm proud to be black, um, black American.
Mm.
Some may say American India. I'm just proud. I'm sixth generation American. I grew up, I'm 90s baby. When I just grew up, I remember singing the national anthem, in class and stuff like that, and just the camaraderie. Um, Subconsciously it grew on me, and not seeing that no more, and just it's starting to hit me
Mm.
seeing how what's being done to our country. Like we laugh and we joke about the politics and what these people do, but when you really sit back and think about it, they are destroying our home. Like I heard, like, it's beautiful what they doing for the immigrants, the migrants, how they could come over here and take um advantage of our home and what America has to offer. But the ones that's here, like me, I have to really, I'm sorry, 82. This is like really personal for me. I'm not really, I'm a registered voter since 18. I voted for Obama and Kamala. When I say I am not ready, I'm not inclined to run to that ballot and vote for her. Because I don't see nothing she done besides take selfies with Meg the Stallion and try to be cute. I see they had Yo Gotti up in the White House. I see the charades. And when you think about it, I don't speak I speak I do speak a little Spanish, but I'm English is my first language. America is my first home. When stuff
Hmm.
hit the fan, I don't have a country to run to. Unlike most people that can call other countries their home. And to sit up here and watch people run is like when my grandmother, because I have southern roots in Mississippi. Shout out to 504, shout out to the SIP, everybody down south, shout out to Louisiana. Um, when I say it, my grandmother used to tell us to keep the door closed when you come in the house and to see how they keeping the doors open for these people running in and out of here, m- destroying the country, my country, our country, and with no respect. And to see how I'm going through right now, the last young lady that came up there, Couture Bay, said that she is she mentioned kidnapping, that's all at an all-time high, and it is. My kids were kidnapped last year. I've been fighting for two of my kids who was kidnapped and taken out of the state by my mother who was sleeping with my ex.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, 82. That's a lot. But when I say this
Wait, wait,
system,
wait. But what does that have to do with immigrants, though? I just want you to clarify that. Or is this
oh,
a
I'm
different
just
topic?
saying the system altogether is broken. And like the last lady said, it all
Mhm.
goes down to local elections, the
Yes.
elections altogether, not just the presidential elections, the local elections matter too. Because when I see the lack of support I'm getting as a mother fighting for my kids who are, we are in crisis right now. And when I'm seeing the lack of support is just
A
disturbing.
question, and you don't have to go into detail, but was CPS involved?
No,
No. Oh.
no.
Okay,
This was
because I was
an
gonna
ambush.
say CPS is a whole nother beast, and
Yes,
it's disgusting how
right.
DCS. What are the other acronyms? I just know CPS.
DCF.
I just know
Yes.
that. But yeah, it's a whole nother ball game with that. But okay, so I'm gonna push back on you, and it's all love, but I have to push back. So are you saying that your life has been hard because of immigrants? I just want to draw that correlation.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Or is it that they're giving funding to immigrants and not the people in the United States? And that's
That's what I'm saying.
okay,
I'm
okay,
saying
okay.
what I'm seeing here
Okay, because
is
at
when
first
I'm
I didn't know if you was going like the immigrants kidnapped your kids or something.
no,
Like
no,
that's why
that's
I was all
not
like,
what
okay,
I'm
like let's
saying.
bring it back a little bit.
Yes, no, what I'm saying is for me when I'm going for help and to seek the relief, and to seek services like
Hmm.
for to help get my kids back who were taken out to another state. Um, I'm not getting the support, but when I look around, I'm seeing, people that come here, just got here, they're able to get help with whatever, you know, their needs are.
Have you
So
tried getting a lawyer?
yes, I have a civil lawsuit. This is bigger than Nino Brown 82, and it should be
Oh.
another segment. I probably should come up here.
I was all
Um,
like, because I don't want to put your business out there, but I'm all like, this this is a deeper issue than what it is. Like
yes.
the whole, yeah, it's a different animal, and like
Well, at,
unfortunately for those things, like you do have to get legal representation because it's bigger. Like it's I know people who have had to go through CPS and stuff like that. And it's sad seeing that so many families get torn apart. And the people who don't really need their kids, they get them easily. But people who are actually loving parents, they don't get the same opportunity,
right.
you know?
And the wild thing, the good thing is that they CPS is not involved. My mother literally took my kids out of the state. Sleeping after finding out about my ex that she's sleeping with my ex and trying to get custody from my kids. in another state and filed a restraining order against me.
Mm.
So this is like a whole level of like betrayal. Um, it's similar to, I don't know if you heard of the Jake's family, the lady who took one of the Jake's, TD Jake's kids. Um,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
it's very
His
similar to
his
that.
daughter that took the lady's kids. Yeah, Tasha K even
Yes,
did an interview with the woman.
yes, I did not lose my parental rights, my custodial rights. My mother snatched up my kids with the help of my ex, left the state, and started filing things in the other state. And I'm fighting another state to get my kids back. My kids were not removed
Yeah. They
from me.
asked, "Is the ex the bio dad?"
Yes, he is. He haven't seen my kids in 4 years. He's not an active father. He literally, my mother literally reached out to him behind my back, met up. It was like an ambush. They got my kids away from me and they left the state. And now I found out that they've been sleeping together and trying to get my kids custody of my kids.
Mm. I can't even imagine what you're going through.
Yes,
Um,
I have proof. I have everything. I actually, if you would like to do a story on this, because this should be, I would want to bring awareness and help.
yeah. What I'll say is this, because I'm gonna let the next person up. Please DM me at2 underscore for real on Instagram.
Yes,
I would definitely like to talk to you more about this, and
please do.
because yeah,
Oh
um,
my goodness.
I
I
don't even
actually
have
reached out.
words to say. Like my thing is
Yeah.
that I can't imagine how that could be done, and then you can't do anything about it. Like that's why I asked, like, did you have a lawyer? Because that's literally the only way to go about it. And because if you don't have enough money or funding, basically they can do whatever. The court, the state, they can make whatever decision they want to. Do you mind what
Right.
saying what state you live in, or you
New
don't want to say?
York.
New
Yes.
York. Okay.
The,
And then where did they move to?
thank you. My kids were taken to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And yeah, I actually hit up Tasha K about this. I DM'd her too, and she responded to me and read my story. I didn't hear back from her, but I'm like, anybody, this is like a big scandal. Like, this is, I don't even have the words. I've been dealing with this for the past since February 6th. My kids were kidnapped, and I just want justice for the state. I have one of my kids back. I have three boys. My oldest is returned to me, thank God. So I will
Oh,
say
good.
that. I will give you that update. I'm
Okay.
just fighting for the return of my two youngest children. Uh, yes,
Right. I what I'm gonna do, and I think everybody else in the chat is gonna do. We're gonna pray for you and hope for the best. And please DM me at2 underscore for real on Instagram.
I
I would
will.
love to hear more about this. And thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for hearing me. Thank you so much, 82.
Of
Uh,
course. You have a good one. All right. I'm gonna let Miss Ronnie. Okay, Miss Ronnie. Hold on. Miss Ronnie doesn't have an avatar, so let me do this. All right. Hello, Miss Ronnie.
AT2, how you doing? And how's all the AT2s out there? I'm so happy to finally get a chance to speak on your platform. And so, AT, let me say this: I have been a lifelong registered Democrat. I grew up in an Afro Latina household, and like my mother was president of a union. So I'm giving you this backstory to say that my entire social conscience has always been forged in that model: united we stand, divided we fall. And that was
Mm-hmm.
instilled in all of us, in all of the family. Yes, I am my brother's keeper, and no, it's not enough for me to help him get up. I must help him win the race. I'm just giving you all of that because I'm going to say this. In 2016, I'm a stylist. That is my occupation. I'm a
Okay.
style. I'm a stylist. And what had happened was that when Trump won, I went to work and I'm taking the train and I saw all the women with the pink kitty cat hats. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, the
Okay, I
pussycat
can't
hat.
say that. Do you like how I fell in line, ATC? I understand the
Right.
rules. I get the rules, AT. So I said, ladies, I saw, coming to work, all these ladies with the kitty cat hat. And they're like, oh, what's that mean? I'm like, oh, well, it was in protest of Trump. And this was in my break room. And this was, 4 or 5 African American women. And I was shocked because they said, oh, girl, we didn't vote. You know, it's all pre planned. Your vote really doesn't matter. And I'm sitting there and I'm shocked. And I'm an Aquarian with a Sagittarius rising, so you can't tell me shit. And so,
Mm.
oh, sorry, AT, sorry, I didn't
No,
mean to
it's
say.
okay. I'm a
Oh, oh,
Sagittarius. That's
oh,
why I said, mm.
no, 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 I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to cuss on your platform, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. I'm from Chicago, honey. You got to excuse the Chicago in me.
Shout out to
So
Chi Town.
there we go. And so then I said, really? It does, it doesn't matter. I said, well, then let me ask you something. I wish somebody would have given that memo to Rosa Parks when she did not get her ass off that bus. And if your
Mm.
vote didn't mean anything, then why the F are they doing everything in their power to keep you from voting? Now, I want to go with this with Miss Barbara. And everybody is and I'm not coming for Miss Barbara. Okay.
Right. We love Miss Barbara. She just
No, no, no.
wrong, but
It's
we
nothing
love
but
her.
love here. It's nothing but love here. And you can tell that this is a woman who is to her convictions. And I love that. But now I'm going to tell you right now, AT, I gave you everything that I just said to tell you this. There's absolutely nothing that would ever make me want to vote for a political party that would force a 10-year-old SA victim to carry their assailant's baby to term. But I'm going to tell you this right now, these Democrats ain't about SHIT either. Okay, they ain't
Right.
about nothing either. And when it came to Biden, now listen, I didn't vote for Biden because I thought he was going to be the best president. I voted for Biden because he was not Trump. And now here we go. Why is it with all of the SHIT that Trump and his family has, why is it that these Democrats fail on every turn to remind communities of color about how him and his father refused to allow people of color to rent to their apartments? But when you say that, we're like, oh, girl, that's in the past. No, baby, your past is going to determine future behavior. Why is it that the Democrats are not bringing up to people of color how Trump put out a full page ad in the New York Times about the Central Park Five and how these innocent black men should have been put to death? How come the Democrats ain't doing that? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, AT2.
Oh, tell us.
Because it's a big game. It's a big AT. I'm gonna tell you something. If
Mm-hmm.
you get a jar and you put black ants and you put red ants in that jar together, they're gonna live in harmony. But if you shake that jar, they're gonna kill each other.
Mm.
America is
True.
that jar. America is that jar, AT.
We in the
Who is
jar.
we in that jar, AT? And you know what? And we falling for the okey doke. We falling for the okey doke. You got this man who is a convicted felon. You got this man who can't treat white women right. But you got people like Miss Barbara thinking that he's the answer. You know whose fault I placed that at, AT2? At the foot of the Democrats. Why is your messaging so goddamn weak that this could happen? Why is it? Now let me tell you
Right.
something. Once again, Afro Latina. Okay,
Shout
I
out to
am
all the
not.
Afro Latinas out there.
I am not. I am not anti-immigrant. I am not anti-immigrant. But what I am anti, You using the funds for our community for people who just got here. Now, I live in Chicago, which is supposed to be a sanctuary city. Okay, that's really nice to say that, but where was the infrastructure for these immigrants? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what's going on with these with these blue states. Blue states love to virtue signal, but when it comes down to it, they don't know how to do it. And the thing is, At, and you know what? I'm not trying to heat no boots over here. I'm not trying to start no stuff. But right now, I can see that the Republicans, they've never given an SHIT about anybody that's darker than a gallon of milk. So why would I think that they would do anything for me? But now these Democrats that I thought that were supposed to be my answer and stuff like that, they ain't doing nothing either. Baby, I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. You know what? JFK Jr. is looking better and better to me every day. Why? Why is it that Biden is stepping down now? He had a full opportunity. He said he was going to be a bridge president. The DNC prevented any type of preliminaries for him to be challenged. And now
Right.
all of a sudden, wait, because we didn't think that an 81-year-old man was going to get sick in the foreseeable 4 years? Come on
Yeah,
now.
like we knew that.
Come
Like,
on
yeah.
now. But wait a minute. But yet everyone's like, everybody, and listen, Trump got his MAGA, but we got blue MAGA too. And when you put
Mm-hmm.
yourself in that situation where you are myopic, where you cannot see beyond those things, that's exactly where they want you to be. That is
Right.
exactly where they want you to be.
And
Now,
like
let
I
me
said
tell
earlier, I was all like, the thing about Kamala is that with Biden and Trump, they're one of the same. They fit that line, like
baby,
that
could you please
Anglo-Saxon.
tell me, wait a minute, could you please tell me what Kamala has done? And again, I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I voted for her. What have you done?
I want to push back on that because somebody else has said, "What has Kamala done?" She's the
Okay,
vice president, so what can she do?
you know, am going to say this. I'm going to say this. The fact that anybody even has to answer in that manner by bringing up the fact that she is vice president only
Mhm.
confirms the fact that she didn't do anything.
Well,
Let
I
me
can
tell you,
go back to her history in California, but as the vice president, what can she do? What is she supposed to do?
Bobby, excuse me, I was taking a drink. Bobby, let me tell you this, sweetheart. Let me tell you this.
Mhm.
When I saw Biden pick Kamala, I was like, yes, I want that sister that made Jeff Kavanaugh cry. Where is that black girl magic? I've not seen it. Now here it
Yeah.
is. Now here it is. Let me say this to you. When Hillary Clinton was in the White House as first lady, and let me draw you a picture. When Hillary Clinton was in the White House as a first lady, while her husband was getting professionals from an intern, Hillary was pushing for Medicare for all. And they were like, no, you just the first lady. And she goes, okay, if I can't get Medicare for all, can I get some health care for these children? And they're like, okay, that's fine. Now, if Hillary could do that as the first lady, again, I'm asking, what has Kamala done as vice president?
Maybe Biden need to get some professionals in there and then VP
You
will
know what,
start.
honey? Listen, you know what? Maybe
But I
not,
do want
because
to
if
say
it,
this real quick.
go ahead.
I I honestly, this is the thing. I think that they, knowing that he was going to be a transitional president, they should have been pushing her out in the forefront because the last few years, not until 2023, she kind of resurfaced, and then a lot more now. But they kind of waited and not let her like really shine. They should have put her in the forefront because you can't tell me that this was a all of a sudden thing. They already knew this about Biden.
So, again, honey, again, which is the reason why, excuse me, too, which is the reason why we've got people that are like looking at either or, and they're looking at a man who has been notorious for bad business. He's been notorious for bad treatment of women and all of that because the DNC has absolutely no idea how to govern. They have absolutely no idea how to push that messaging. They have no idea. Listen, Biden gave us the CHIPS Act. We're not going to see the benefits of that for, I think, like the next 7 years. Okay, but that means as Americans, we are not going to be dependent on outside sources for our microchips. Okay, those things need infrastructure, and that's what's being built right now. But if that other one gets
And he
involved,
did push the infrastructure bill.
he did. Wait a minute. And to that, I want Miss Barbara to know something too. She wants to know about these open borders. She wants to know about all these immigrants. Honey, Biden drafted a bill that was approved bipartisan, and Trump told the Republicans, "Don't you dare sign it."
Right.
Okay, but the Democrats ain't talking about that. It's like we're an abused wife. We take our licks and we don't say anything. Trump gave us the blueprint. All the weak spots that happened in 2020. Where were the Democrats to patch up all of those weak spots so what happened in 2020 wouldn't happen again? Why are we doing all of these trials now, right before an election, and we weren't doing these beforehand?
Right, because the messaging is horrible. Like we've been saying that. Like because Miss Barbara is proof that the Republicans have great messaging. She said open borders, the immigrants, they want you to kill your babies, like all those things. Like they can spit them out like that. With the Democrats, you gotta be like, well, they
Baby,
did this policy and all this technical. Nobody knows any of that technical information. When it came to immigration, they said build a wall. That's all they had to say, even though it was just repairs done to the wall. But they said build a wall, and they loved it.
And you want to know what breaks my heart the most? You want to know what breaks my heart the most? We're talking about immigrations. And again, as an Afro-Latina, hold on. You want to know something? So wait a minute. And we've got men of color going onto that side. When he says build that wall, what makes you think that building that wall is any different than go to another land and get other people? It's the same thing. It's being divisive. And as people on the fringe, because people of color, we've never sat at the full table. We're falling for it too. Oh yeah, because
Right.
because we're better. Baby, at what point has the Republicans ever done anything for you? And when Miss Barbara wants to talk about, oh, gas was cheaper, baby, Trump came into an economy that Obama built. Okay, Trump didn't do all that shit. Obama did. And he was riding off of that until COVID.
Right. You speaking facts, Miss Ronnie. I love that you gave it to both sides, because literally they've been with the shit. And like you said, they put us in the jar and shake it and then let us destroy each other.
And here's the thing, though, baby. And here's the thing. But going back to Miss Barbara, and once again, I know I keep bringing her name up, and I'm not bringing it up
Yeah,
disrespectfully.
she's just a representative right now. I get it.
That's it. She's saying, like, she was in the ghetto and this part, she was in the ghetto and this part. As a Democrat, as a political party, why did we leave Miss Barbara in the ghetto and not lift her up?
Ooh, we got to get her out that ghetto. Miss Barbara, we're going to get you out the ghetto. We're going to work on that by the end of December. We're going to get you up out that ghetto.
And the thing is, though, yes, there is a personal responsibility for that. But as a society, as a whole, we got to make sure we all rise. Okay.
Right.
And wait a minute,
Right.
people still talking about these stimmies. Wait a minute. Where were the Democrats to say Trump didn't give you shit? That was your money, stupid. The only thing that he wrote a name on a check for money that you put into the government.
Yep, that's what we let them know earlier. Yep.
But don't nobody want everyone sexy
The messaging, they don't let people know that.
Sukiani and Silky Red. Yeah, Trump gave me a check. Trump didn't give you shit, baby. That was your money.
Right. That's your money.
You dummy.
Right. We had to pay it exactly. Miss Ronnie, I'm gonna go ahead and let some new people up. I love that you came up here though. Thank you so much. And nice meeting you.
And you as well. And AT, I got nothing but love for you. And baby, you keep me going on.
Wait, is this the Ronnie the tarot card?
Yes, baby, yes.
Why'd you act like you was somebody new? Why didn't you let me know?
Right, because I'm new to this.
Get out of here. I love you, Ronnie. I
But
really do. I love you. Why she gonna pretend like she's somebody new? Okay, let me I forgot. Tiff, I'm letting you up here, and then I'm gonna let Miss Barbara up here too because y'all still gotta fight. Tiff, go ahead and sound off.
I gotta fight with who? What I do?
Miss Barbara, right there. Remember she called you boring?
Okay. Hey, Miss Barbara.
Yeah. You
Hey,
can lock
hey,
into
girl.
that ass. Don't worry. It's a
I ain't got
free
no.
country right now. But I'm
First
gonna
off,
let you
being
go for a
honest
minute,
with
and then
you,
I'm gonna let Miss Barbara back. Go
I
ahead.
don't have no smoke with Miss Barbara because I don't know that lady like that. So, I don't know you like that, baby. I don't have nothing to do with nothing about nothing. Okay, I come over here to support my friend. That's
Yeah,
all I
she's
come
all
over
about
here to
peace.
do.
Yep.
I don't have nothing to do with that. Just don't send me no smoke if you don't want no smoke from me. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Now, don't burn no fires, baby. Don't burn no fires. Now, look. I know everybody up in arms, and I posted it on my page. AT2 said he was live, so I just came over here real quickly because I know y'all tired of me and how I yap and yammer on. Okay, so here's the look. I do understand what Miss Ronnie saying. She makes perfect sense. Okay. She is speaking a lot of facts. On Miss Barbara, I don't know nothing about that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. I'm not talking about you, baby. I'm just talking about what she was talking about in terms of the political landscape. The reason why the Republicans resonate with people so much is solely based on propaganda. It is
Mm,
propaganda. Okay. It is a way for them to quickly get certain people on their side. They appeal to the certain aspects and they fearmonger. That is why that works. If Democrats did the same thing, they would be no better than the Republicans. So they can't
mm,
move the same way, but they do have to move better. Do you understand? So it's not about why we can't fight fire with fire. You don't fight fire with fire. You fight fire with water.
mm.
Okay. The way that they speak, it just appeals. It's very quick because it's easy. All I got to do is just play on their fears. All I got to do is bring up God, have a Bible, okay? Make sure I'm not for abortion. Make sure I'm not for rights. But then once you do that, they expand on that shit. So instead of them just saying we are not going to allow people to have abortions, which to me that's dead ass wrong because there are other issues in there that causes that to be problematic. They
Right.
completely eradicate women's health altogether. And
Exactly.
that's
The
the
extreme.
issue. That's the issue. It's the loopholes. Y'all are not looking at everything. You hear one thing and then you just move in the direction of that. You don't read everything. Y'all get your information from the political analysts, everybody all on the internet, but nobody's taking time to do real research and look at the candidates. JD Vance is a senator in my state, and he is horrible. He is horrible. I was around when he ran. I remember the platform he ran on. It was disgusting.
Mm,
And he was one of the Republicans who was definitely going after Trump, saying he didn't want to have nothing to do with him. And then now he's his running mate. The same
mm.
thing that Homegirl did that was just running against him when they
Nikki
was doing
Haley.
the Republican primaries. Same thing she did. Then she got her ass on stage at the Republican convention up there talking about how great Trump is. This is not done because they need him on it. They need him, they need to be on his side so they can get in and do what they want to do. I guarantee you she's going to be a part of the cabinet if he gets in. Vance is really going to be the one running the country, and then we really going to be in trouble. The only thing I came on here to tell y'all is this. In this life, we have two choices. You either sit back and let shit happen, or you use the power that you have. However small it is, you use it. There is a reason why we're allowed to vote. You utilize the power that you do have, and then everything else you have to let God do what he do, or let whatever entity you worship or know do what they do. Y'all can't sit back and just say I'm not gonna vote. That don't work. That doesn't work. And I'm not talking about the presidency. What I find a lot is some of y'all didn't pay attention in government and history. Okay. Some of y'all just didn't. You was
Better
asleep.
let them know.
You was asleep, babe. Y'all have to understand where the true power of our country lies is in Congress. Okay, the president can only do so much. Congress is the one who creates the laws. They're the ones who are making sure these things are done properly. And you heard what Ms. Wright said. She said it was bipartisan. What does that mean? Both parties agreed and they passed. That's how that works. If the Congress is all on one side, nothing is going to get done, especially if it's more Republicans in office than it is Democrats. Now, I ain't never liked George Washington, our very first president, but he has a book. There's a book out where he described how this particular Democratic situation, this Democratic government we had, was going to come to this. He predicted it way back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, if his ass, the way he look, don't get me wrong. Sometimes even the devil tells truths.
Right.
Sometimes even the devil tells truths. And he was a horrible man and a horrible person. But he did predict that this particular style of government was going to implode on itself if we didn't do what was necessary to protect it. Our government, our government was destroyed during the 2020 election. Once they came in, Russia came in, hacked everything, messed everything up, had all of the political stuff, and you're using online rhetoric to fuel everything that's going on with you, but you're not taking the time to do any research. You have to do it. As adults, anybody over the age 18, I know some of y'all don't like reading. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all don't like that. Find a political analyst that you trust. Find a political consultant online that you trust. And then when you hear what they say, go read the policies for yourself.
Yes.
And if you can't read it for yourself, have somebody else read it for you. And be like, hey, homeboy, I need your help. Can you help me out? You're a little smarter than me. It is okay to admit when you're not smart enough to understand something. Find somebody who you trust to help you walk through this. Because right now we are at a turnstile. We at a standstill. Okay. President Biden did what he was supposed to do. He realized that he can no longer go the way he can go. And while it may be late for some people, y'all got to get out your feelings. You're making this very, very personal. You ain't gonna like all the candidates. You ain't gonna like everybody that's running. You don't have to like them. The policies is what need to be appealing to you, not the people. Now, don't get me wrong. People should have redeeming qualities, which they do. President Biden was not perfect. He made mistakes. Palestine was a mistake. That was his major blunder. That was his one stain. And while it's a bloody stain and it's a major mistake, he also did things that were good. He helped alleviate billions of dollars in student loan debt. I wish I was one of them people.
Right. But no, that's the thing. It's a continuation. Like, it's not over.
No. And then even in President Obama's presidency, he made some mistakes as well in regards to immigration. He made some mistakes. He's being held accountable for that. And Joe Biden needs to be held accountable for his mistakes. But you can't operate well. Oh, well, he messed up in this. He obviously is a terrible person. He did what he thought was best. Whether you thought it was the right decision or not, he thought he made the right decision. It was not the right decision because millions of people are perishing still to this day. They don't have food over there in Palestine. It's terrible. And it was a mistake that he shouldn't have made, but that's the blood that's going to be on his hands. And he has to be the one to atone for that. At the end of the day, we as the American citizens have to make the decisions that are best for our country, not what's best for your pockets, for the country as a whole. Because right now, all of our rights are being taken from us right before our eyes. Nobody's paying attention. Everybody's complaining about the president, but you ain't talking about the senators and the House of Representatives who are making all of these decisions for y'all. They're the ones who are doing it.
And possibly the next president can decide the next 3 Supreme Court justices.
And that's another issue. You saw what Kavanaugh and them were doing. And you know exactly how this is working out. They ain't going nowhere. But if you don't put some extra people on them seats to make sure it's at least balanced, and you don't pick the right people, then you understand that you chose this. then that blood is on your hands because you voted this way. You're allowed to vote however you please, but you cannot vote for the person who makes the bad decisions and then get mad because they done made the bad decisions. This is what you wanted. You didn't ask for it, but this is what you wanted. And now you're going to have to suffer through it, especially when they're telling you exactly what they're going to do. Project 2025 is not fake. It is not a mute talking point. It is real. The people who are endorsing Donald Trump, the ones who are backing him financially in public, they all are a part of it. Look at the names for Project 2025 and then look at the people who he have working for him on his
Yeah, Steve
campaign.
Miller, Ben Carson, they're all tied to that.
Hello. Hello. You have to start being, I'm not saying you have to act like a conspiracy theorist because you don't. There's no conspiracy. They laying it out right for you so you can see it. There's no
Right there.
conspiracy. They made it very clear. They want to go back to a time where they were in control and they don't have to be answering for nothing. The rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. That's what they want. They don't want to have no public schools. They want to eliminate how do you eliminate the education department?
Right.
How do you do that? They want to privatize that. They want to eliminate everything that can help people get through. Look what they're doing with DEI programs. They are eradicating them to the point where a black business owner cannot have a scholarship for other black business owners because they feel like they are excluded from other white folks.
Oh yeah,
And
they
I
got
tell
rid
you
of
what,
that grant for black women.
yeah, I tell you what y'all do. I tell you what y'all do. Anybody within the earshot of my voice that got some money and you want to give money to black folks, do it the same way the white people do it. Set the damn program up so it's for everybody, but give it to black people.
Mm.
You ain't got to advertise it as it's a black grant. You ain't got to advertise it as if it's a woman's grant. Make it so everybody can get in and give it to the qualified black lady or the qualified black man, if that's what you want to do. Because all you got to do is prove it. This man is more qualified than this man to get this job. It has nothing to do with his color. Simple. The way they get around you is the same way you get around them.
Right.
We got to stop being ignorant. And we just got to start using our heads. Miss Ronnie is right when it comes to Trump about the stimulus. I don't know why. Y'all are getting y'all political advice from Sukiyana and Sexy Red. I do not understand that. I will never understand that. Now, AT2 get his stuff monetized, so I can't cuss too much. But I'm telling you right now, 2 women or 2 children who be running around talking about cooch and toes as much as they do can never tell me
right.
who I'm supposed to vote for or what I'm supposed to do financially, politically, or any other way. Because you barely know how to take care of yourself. How you gonna tell me what I can and can't vote for? I know you didn't pay attention in school. I know you didn't. So the nerve. Y'all are grown adults. You ain't got no business listening to these 2 idiots. Now, a 17 and 18-year-old, I can kind of understand because they kind of stupid. Especially in the iPad era where everybody growing up getting raised by iPads.
Right.
I can understand the stupidity. But y'all that's 30 plus like me, you ain't got no business listening to them 2 women. I'm sorry.
No.
You shouldn't take your political cues from no rapper. You should be doing your own research. Y'all are grown.
Yeah, do your own research. Don't take it. Like I said earlier, don't even take it from me.
No, you ain't got to take no cues from me. I'm just telling you, make sure you do your own research and be prepared to accept the inevitable. Even if, God forbid, I pray and I hope that that man does not get in office. I really do.
Yeah.
I really, really do. Because it's for our own protection. And not just black people, but for the country as a whole. A lot of times y'all make it so that y'all are so angry with the president about him not doing nothing for black people. He's not just the president of black people. He's the president of the country. He has to operate as a whole. He can do things for the black community, but that also has to be approved through Congress, and Congress has to work in tandem with him.
And
That's
this
why
has
the
been the
system.
least productive Congress that we've had, the 118th Congress, I think.
And they have not done anything. That's where your problem needs to be on
Republican
Congress.
control.
Exactly. And to what Miss Ronnie said about Kamala, look, I'm not the biggest Kamala Harris fan, but again, I don't have to like her to vote for her. My issue with Kamala is not what has she done. The vice president is there to back the president and to conduct the meetings. She is, as right now, she's not as responsible for a lot of things as the president would be. Her job is to essentially be his backup, make sure the meetings for the Senate and everything go the way they're supposed to go. That is how she's supposed to operate. She doesn't have a platform like that where she's supposed to go out and do things. She backs his platform. She backs the policies that they've both sat down and drafted together. That's why it's set up that way on purpose. So that if he goes down, she's supposed to continue what the initial president had already started. So first, you got to know how the government works. Then you need to know how each person in the government is supposed to operate. Then you can make your decisions.
Hold
Okay?
on, Tiffany. I'm going to drop you down. Miss Barbara, don't be talking crazy to people in the back chat. I can see that shit. Now listen, we all having fun, we having conversations and everything like that. But don't be acting crazy and shit like that.
Listen.
That's what I won't deal with. And no. We ain't gonna have that problem. I just want to let you know. Cut that shit out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. God damn it. All right, Tiff, go ahead and finish what you gotta say.
I did not say nothing to Miss Barbara to disrespect her. I don't understand why she.
I don't know who she was talking to, so I don't.
Oh, okay, because I was trying to understand.
Whoever, it had to get checked.
I'm trying to understand because I ain't trying to ruin nobody's platform, but you.
Yeah.
Look, I would go to post some ish pop offs. Because I know for a fact I didn't say nothing. So I'm telling y'all like this: be smart and make sure you vote on everything. Don't just vote for who you want to be president because that's where they okie doke you at.
All
Make sure you vote.
seats are up.
Exactly. Vote everywhere. You also need to vote locally. That's another thing that people have a problem with and don't understand. Your local, which is city, okay, that's your city. You got stuff in the city that has to be taken care of. And a lot of things that y'all are mad about are governed by your state. So that has to do with your governor. That also has to do with the representatives that are for your state. That has a lot, that's statewide. Not everything that happens is on a federal level. Again, you need to understand how our government works so that you can responsibly vote, and then you can understand how that vote will be carried out, depending on who you vote for. You also need to be worried about your judges. The judges are the ones who make sure people get put in jail. Make that there's a whole system here you're missing. You gotta do everything. You gotta do your work. Okay.
Hold on. Who's a flick or a fly?
AT, you know what? If you wanna let me complete my statement, I'll say what I gotta say. But you jumping me up and down like I'm a yo-yo, let's go. What you want to do? Because I'm not gonna let you clown me.
No, I'm not trying to clown you, but
yes,
you talking crazy in the back chat.
No, I'm not. I said what I said.
Yes, you are.
I said she's a flick of a fly. I would shut her.
That doesn't even matter if you said her, he, we, she, no matter what. Don't disrespect nobody.
Listen, let me explain because
hold on, let me help you out. Get your ass up out of here.
Oh, okay, because I'm trying to understand what you're talking to.
Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you. You have a good one. And you know it's all love over here.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye. All right. I'm a damn, we got more people. Okay. I'm gonna let Smooth up here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end the show, you guys. I'm gonna have to do another show. Just because I only do an hour show and that's it, and we go in overtime. But I wanted to at least let Smooth up here. But I appreciate everybody else who was in the back. Smooth, you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Go ahead and sound off.
Well, first of all, I wanted to tell, everybody keeps asking what Kamala did in her office as a vice president. She cannot change policy. She can't write policy. All she can do is sit down with him and suggest policy. And if you know what you know that she has been suppressed since she's been with the president. They never wanted her on the ticket. There's people in the Democratic Party that did not want her on the ticket.
Yeah. And they don't want her to be president.
And they don't want her to be president. Once she became the vice president, they set her in the corner like baby. They set her in the corner. You don't say nothing because look, we can't have you out there being a front runner.
Thank you, Golden.
So they set her down. She can't. They wasn't gonna let her be great. And we all can familiarize with that. When you in the workplace and there's people that's threatened by you and don't want you to be great, but they hold enough power to keep you in the corner. So we all know what that is. And so she couldn't do anything. What I wanted to tell everybody is, like the last person said, remember the down ballots. Yes. There's a lot of seats up in both the Senate and the House of Representatives. And don't forget who your local representatives are, including judges and everything. Know what their policies are and how they align with your values and vote that way. You don't have to like the way they look, like the way they smell, anything. But you should vote. If you're not comfortable with voting who the president is, at least get in there and vote for like the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Yeah, your mayor, your city council. We having a big problem with our judges here in Texas, in Houston, Texas. You know that it's like a war going on politically in Houston, just in the local government. Nobody likes each other. Everybody blames each other. But like I said, you have to get involved and know what their values are and know what their policies are. And like you said, this Senate didn't do squat. They didn't do squat because they didn't want to do anything for this president. They did the same. Everybody talk about what Obama did and what he didn't do. It's certain things that they were not going to ever support him to do. You still got to get support. Yeah, you can make executive orders, but you're only gonna burn bridges by doing that. So there's a lot of things that they could have done, and they were just sitting there bickering. Mm-hmm. They spent their time in office bickering. Remember kicking out the speaker, you know.
Exactly. Remember who those people are, because they will be coming up for re-election.
Yep. Oh, and is Sheila Lee your
Yeah, well, she's not in my district, particular district, but I'm very familiar with her and her work here in Texas. She was definitely for the people. She was
rest in peace to her.
She was stomping the grounds whenever anything that we needed. She found a way to get it done. So I have nothing but respect for her, and rest in peace. Exactly. She will be missed.
Right. Definitely rest in peace to Sheila Lee Jackson. Jackson Lee, sorry.
But yeah, that's all I really want to say. Like I said, I don't know what they expect from the vice president.
Yeah. It's they don't really have the power and the influence. They're more there to be the backup.
Yeah, and just the figurehead. She was there to help him win the black vote, the black women voters. That's what she was there for. And once she did help them do that, they literally set her in a corner.
Yeah. And because of this day, they should have been pushing her out there more in the forefront.
Well, yeah, because the plan was for him to be a bridge president.
Right.
He was supposed to be a bridge president. And like I told you in our conversation, he was supposed to step down like early after the presidency. But they let him know, we do not support her as the president. This is your own party telling you this. So he stood 10 toes down, like I was telling somebody else. I said, about 2 years ago, we started noticing his cognitive decline.
Right.
That's when he should have been able to step down. He stuck to it because he knew that this party would not back her.
Right.
That is why he stood in that line so long.
Yeah, because the rumor is he didn't want to step down. Like,
no, he didn't want to step down. But like I said, he stood as long as he could because he knows that his party was not going to back her.
Right.
It's like your own party. Like I told you too yesterday, I think it was. I said I would not be surprised if they're willing to throw this election so they can rebuild for 28. I would not be surprised.
Right. That's what it's looking like.
Because they don't want this ticket right now.
Yeah, completely sabotage this one, and then we'll get it again in 2028.
Yeah, give them a chance to rebuild for 28. But they act like they don't know how to rebuild. Because you're supposed to be, every time somebody is getting up there in age and they're declining in their health, you're supposed to be grooming the next person to take over.
Get them up out of here.
But they're so obsessed with power that they want to keep fighting to hold that position. When you really need to know when it's time to go.
Right. And it's been long overdue.
Yeah. So that's why they don't have a clear-cut candidate to go. You know what I mean? She's by default, actually. But they don't really want her. They never wanted her. They tried to get Biden to take her off the ticket. We know this now. So when you ask, what has she done? What could she done? They wouldn't allow they wouldn't allow that black girl magic to come out because that would have been too dynamic for them. They needed her to stay quiet so they can keep her in her place in that corner. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, no, thank you, Smooth. I really appreciate your opinion as always. And you don't come up often, so I definitely wanted to get your word in. So thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right, you guys. What's Miss Barbara? Is Miss Barbara going off in the back? I don't know what she's doing. But anyway, you guys, this was a great show. I love having conversations like this. Like earlier, we had a conversation on this. And I was happy that people were engaged and enjoyed it. Like this was kind of like I don't want to say last minute, but it was like breaking news. So I wanted to go live on it. I appreciate that you guys like these political talks. And I appreciate all my guests, even Miss Barbara, coming up here and expressing your views and your opinions. I apologize to the people that we didn't get to. I am sorry, but we'll do this again. Next time, I won't do one-on-one. I'm going to just put everybody up on panel, and y'all can go at it and have a free-for-all. And I'll just be like, hey, it is what it is. As long as y'all cash at me some money so y'all can cuss, yell, and scream, we can do that. So go ahead, hit the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, or Super Chat, Super Sticker. I'll let y'all all get up on panel, yell, and scream, and cuss out each other. But I love y'all. Be safe. And the most important message is just to love one another. That's the only thing I can say, you guys. Love one another. Be kind. Get out there. Use your voice. Vote. Don't be afraid to use your voice. That's all I can say for y'all. What'd you say? Democrat Party is a piece of... oh, Miss Barbara. A trip. But anyway, we out of here, y'all. Love y'all. Deuces. Damn, where's my outro? Here we go.